Hello everyone, Carlos Flores, back on basics. Different setting, but still same videos. So subscribe to my YouTube channel, back on basics 9985. Hit the notification button so that way any new videos that come along, you're able to see them. You're able to get notifications on. Hit the like button if you like this video. And this video is going to be on uh, if your child is going to high school, attending high school, or is at some point during high school, this is more of a preparation, a quick preparation video on how to get themselves ready for later on. So I'll talk a little bit about that. So if you like this video, hit the like button. Other than that, if you have specific topics that you want me to give you my take on, remember, I always give you my take. I'm not saying that this is the whole truth, but I'll give you my take on it, so that way you know where I'm coming from. Put it in the comment section. Otherwise, connect with me at Back on Basics 9985. Again, you can always subscribe. On Facebook, you can connect with me at Carlos Flores Jr. On Instagram, you can connect with me at Back on Basics. So, all right. So let's get to it. If you have a junior high student that's getting ready to go to high school, if you have a high school student within any of the grades, any high school grades, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. So these are some of the quick tips that I would recommend for you as parents to focus on. And parents, if you put your child, your son, your daughter, your any family member in front of this video, ladies and gentlemen, students, potential future high school students or high school students, these are some of the things that will make it a little bit easier for you to navigate through high school. So, one of the first things that I would recommend for you to do, if you're in junior high, I would take a tour of the high school that you're going to be at. Remember, psychologically and physically, it actually balances you if you actually take a tour of the campus, because that way you know where the library is, where the PE, the gym is, where the locker rooms are. Because remember, you do have that requirement of physical education, unless you play a sport. And if you play a sport, then that your sport becomes physical education in most high schools. You have to ask your counselor. And so, where the cafeteria is, where most of the classes are located, and so get yourself ready so that way you're not lost the first day of high school. The second thing that I would recommend for parents and for students is meet your school counselor. Your school counselor is the one who's going to track every class, most of the times clubs, or if you do activities outside of school. So let's say you play a sport at the high school. They will track it for you. It's going to be a plan, a 4-year plan. And a lot of the times, what we do as students or what we do as parents is that we wait until the second to last or the last year for you to meet with your school counselor. Remember, you're creating a roadmap, right? And the roadmap is relatively the same. Believe me, everybody has to go through the same classes in order for them to graduate. But here's the thing. What you're doing also is, which is number 3, is getting ready for when you graduate high school. So, if you're thinking about going to college, if you're thinking about going to the university, if you're thinking of applying to places of higher education, right? You as a student and parents, you as parents can help the students be well-rounded. What it means is that is not just the GPA. Everybody thinks that, oh, my kid's gonna get into the university or college or whatever because he or she has a great GPA. Well, they're all looking for a well-balanced student. That means, right, being part of clubs. Look at the clubs that interest you as you come into high school during your freshman year and join the club, right? Be part of the leadership team, class president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, or be part of the bigger leadership team. Again, things that make you stand out will be great. Not everybody does it, or not everybody does it from the 9th grade. So all of you that are coming in as freshmen have an advantage if you're watching this video, because you will have 4 years to get yourself into the clubs that you want to get to. I'm not forcing you. I'm not recommending for you to do a club just because it looks good. You're going to do a club that you want to do because that will stand out. And if you happen, when you graduate and you decide to go to university and there is an essay that you're writing, it will sound very personal if you do the things that you enjoy doing. Because if you do it just to check the boxes, it will sound that way in the application essay. Remember, do the things that you want to do. So, for example, my kids, when they went through high school, my son played water polo, track, part of the leadership team. I mean, he did a lot of different things. He was a classroom helper, like a TA. He did a lot of things, so he was well-rounded. Because what you're doing is you're saying that even though you're focusing on your studies, you can be successful also in different aspects of your life. And that's what I'm talking about in other videos. It's that mind-body balance, right? So you're balancing your mind and your body by doing things outside of studies, so that studies is not the only thing. It is the important thing, don't get me wrong, but it's not the only thing that you do. Daughter played travel softball, badminton, was part of clubs, did a lot of different committees, and so they, again, the point was to be well-rounded, to stand out. GPA is great, and I know that they look at that, but remember, when there's 5 students that have the same GPA, and you're looking at each one of those students, what you're looking at, because if those 5 students and you're one of them has the same GPA, they're going to start looking at other stuff. And if 1 or 2 of you have not done anything and 3 have done sports or clubs or music or things like that, other outside activities, they will take that into consideration. And guess what? These 2 that have not done anything or have not done much will actually not move forward in making the decision of which ones to be accepted. So again, you want to stand out. And if you do the clubs, the activities, whichever ones that you find interesting, when you're writing your essay, it will come out in your essay. Your excitement, your stories will be very realistic, will be true. And so again, do that. So being a TA is another one. Helping out on like dances, being part of the the committee that puts together events. I mean, there's so many different things. You find what you like, and parents help the kids find what they like so that way they're able to do so. And so, and then you'll be able to stand out. As you go through your 4 years and you do what you need to do, remember, grades are important, right? There they are. Being in class, making sure that the teachers know you by name. Unfortunately, sometimes students are not known by name, even though you're doing great, even though you're turning in homework. You still have to interact with these teachers. These teachers are there to help you and support you. Introduce yourself on the first week or the first day. Ask them if they need any support or any help at some point, right? Remember, those are the teachers that if you're introducing yourself in your freshman year, you'll go through 4 years. Those teachers can be great at writing you a detailed, specific, and honest recommendation letter. Again, a detailed, honest recommendation letter. These teachers want to help you, but you have to get out of the mindset that just because you do your work and you turn it in, that they'll remember who you are. And they'll write you a letter because they'll be happy to write you a letter. But if you interact with them and you become part of their support system, or they become part of your support system, then they'll be more than happy to help you. They will give you their advice because they have gone through this. A lot of people have gone through this. So again, right, get to know your teachers. You never know when you're going to need a letter of recommendation. You never know when something like that will come up. Volunteering. Volunteering is also very highly sought after, because if you're thinking about what you want to major in and you're looking at volunteering in that arena, in that area, then what you're showing the universities or the colleges is that you are making sure that you're solidifying that will be the major that you do. A lot of the times universities take you on because of the things that you do, because they assume that you have looked at the majors and more than likely you're not going to change with the one that you're coming in. Does it mean that you can't change? No, it doesn't mean that you can't change. But to get into the university, to be accepted to the university, it looks good if you do some volunteering, if you do some babysitting, because remember, babysitting also, guess what? What else do you need to do if you're doing babysitting? You need to do first aid certification. And now you're babysitting, you're helping families, you're getting paid, and you also have a first aid and CPR certification. Look at that, right? Compare that to somebody who doesn't do anything but still turns in all the work and still get good grades, right? You are going to be looked at because they're going to look at everything beyond grades. So again, make sure that you do that. Okay, students, life balance. You need to do stuff that you want to do. I said it already and I'm saying it again. You need to do stuff that you want to do. You don't want to get on a team or a club just because it sounds good. Unless you want to, that's great. But if you don't, get into something that you want to do. So, one of my kids wanted to be a veterinarian at some point. So we were able to find, right? We were able to find a volunteer work at the SPCA in Sacramento, which is nearby us, where she would have looked at behind the scenes. She would have looked at cats and dogs being spayed and neutered. So that way she can see actually veterinarians and vet techs working on the animals. And that actually made them realize that veterinary medicine was not for them. So you're again, right? And that was part of her essay as to why she wants to be what she wanted to be. And then she used that as an example to say, I thought I wanted to be this. We set up this internship and then realized that this was not the career for me, right? Imagine how much it shows that you're already working during high school trying to figure out which major you're going to do. So, again, do what you like. Throughout the time that you're there in high school, and this is one of the last few because I want to keep this short, I want you to realize, I would recommend building relationships with as many students as possible. Because, here's the thing, you can watch this video and you have all of this information. There's others that don't have any information, but there's others that have more information than you have. If you interact, if you kind of, if you kind of go and talk to different students about what they're doing, about what they're thinking, what they're going to do next, then you will have a lot of different ideas. Start early, start in your freshman year, because that way you have 4 years to realize, okay, what am I going to do and how am I going to set it up, right? Remember, summers are good to do volunteering work. Weekends are good to do volunteering work. So there's a lot of things that you can do. So I'm not going to overwhelm you. I'm just going to give you those tips, right? But remember, if parents and you as students, if you want to make sure that you stand out on the application for university or for colleges, watch this video and start working a plan. Your school counselor has a 4-year plan that's laid out. Most of the time, what happens is if you don't go see them, then that's going to get laid out for you. I want you to go and meet your school counselor from the beginning and tell them that you are more than happy to work together with him or her for both of you and your parents to set up your 4 years of high school. Imagine that. Imagine how much it would be. So that way they're going to be happy that you're going to give input. Your parents are going to give input. And then essentially they're going to set up that 4-year plan with all of your help. So again, right? You want to make sure, because all of the people that you're going to be interacting with in these 4 years and even before that are potential people that can write you a letter of recommendation. Letters of recommendation that are very detailed, have good examples, and sound like they're honest. Those are the ones that people pay attention to. Again, so what you're doing is you're actually getting ready for that. So if you are a student that wants to go to a technical school, technical university, like to do car or tech, check out community colleges, and don't just check out the one in your area. There are community colleges that are very specialized in different things. So, for example, I'm going to give you an example. Solano Community College down in Solano County. They are actually partnering with Genentech, which is a company that works on different aspects of biology and things like that. So they came up with a certificate and I think an AA in biotech. Again, right? If you want to do that, if you want to go in, you're going to have a shoe-in because you are doing that Genentech track. There's others that do automotive. There's others that do fire or EMT programs and certificates and AAs. Look around the community colleges because they do have different programs. Be able to be flexible. If you want to do something, look around, shop around. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comment section, and I'll be more than happy to reach out to some of those people in different colleges and do that. Again, I want to make sure that you're successful. I want your parents to know that. I want to make sure that you're successful. So, go back and watch the video again because I said a lot of different things. And make sure that you're laying out your map for the next 4 years when you're in high school. And if you're in high school, it doesn't matter if you're in your last year. You still have 1 year, and technically half a year right now, but still do something because something is better than nothing. Remember, you want to stand out. You want to make sure that you want to do what you want to do. So, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button because there's a lot of new videos coming on. Hit the like button if you like this video. It's going to get you prepared for you to apply to a university or a college. Believe me, these are things that you have to start thinking about when you're in 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. So even in junior high school, there's things to think about. If you have anything else, like I said, put it in the comment section. Parents, if you have any questions, put them in the comment sections or reach out to me at Carlos Flores on Facebook or at Back on Basics on Instagram. So, till next time, Back on Basics.